Good evening.
Good morning.
Or good afternoon.
There we go. All covered. See, the reason we did that, we had a little debate here as to what time would someone be watching this. And because it's night right now, and by the time I finish editing this video,
it's going to be about more than 24 hours from now.
Probably more than 24 hours.
Late Monday night.
But Monday nonetheless, and that's the important part.
But nobody might see it until Tuesday.
Yes.
So
everyone's covered. We're good.
Last week we did a toy challenge, and it went so well that I decided to go through the toys and say goodbye. I think it was almost harder for me than it was for the kids. I don't know why. Kind of really strange.
I don't know why this is hard for me. I'm not really crying, guys. That was my eye drops. I don't know why this is so hard for me to let go of toys. That I'm not the one playing with them. I don't know why, but I've always had a hard time. Always felt guilty for saying goodbye to toys, especially when it's this much toys. But really, they hardly ever played with that stuff, and they hated cleaning up, and I hated cleaning up, and so I think it'll be a more peaceful home having less, and we need to get used to having less because we're not going to have very much when we want to travel around more, so there's no point to having a lot of stuff back at home if we're not even there a lot. I mean, I don't know what our future is going to look like exactly yet, but there's no point, and so it's hard for me to say goodbye. It's hard for me to let go of it, but I need to just rip that band-aid off and let it go, especially for my little guy, my 3-year-old. Gavin is sad, and he's like, but I want this, and I was like, but wait, you have this, and then he was okay, so I know he'll be okay. I know we still have more than enough toys for them to play with, and like my husband says, we really could get something else if it came to that, but anyway, so here we go, saying goodbye.
But I went through the toys, I warned the kids beforehand, I asked them which ones they absolutely loved and wanted to keep, and we obviously kept those. Rick took Gavin out of the house.
Where did we go?
I think it was a store, Costco.
Did we go to we went to Costco, one of my favorite stores. Side note.
So, because we figured it'd be easier, because my poor little 3-year-old would probably be super sad at the thought of saying goodbye to any of the toys.
Now, these are even toys he hasn't touched in forever.
Some he never plays with. Some were like baby toys. Anyway, so I wasn't able to complete the whole task by the time they came back. It was way bigger than I thought. The older 2 boys were helping me at first, which almost made the process a little bit slower, or I don't know, maybe it was just more chaotic for me in my mind, because I tend to be like, I have a process, I have a system in my brain, and it's hard to include other people in it sometimes. So anyway, they helped me at first for a little bit until they finally decided this is boring and they moved on to something else. But so I wasn't able to finish before they came back. So when they came back and Rick was taking the bins from the basement up to the car, Gavin saw some toys. He got sad. Poor kid got sad.
Of course, he also gets sad about putting on shoes. You know,
but
put this in perspective.
He was looking at the toys and super sad. Don't take this, don't take that. And then I said, okay, you can pick one toy that you can keep out of these things. And he picked one, and then he was okay.
So here it is. This is the load of well over half of our toys. That and costumes. I don't even know if you can really see, but some people might think I'm crazy. I kind of think I'm crazy, but it's all going to sell/donate.
Now let me remind you, right now, as you can probably hear, they're literally playing with cereal boxes.
No, it was Lego box.
Or Lego boxes. They're playing with empty boxes right now and having a blast. Just
Yeah. It's silly to
be so attached to the toys.
Especially for me, I'm not the one playing with them most of the time. Anyway, I did manage to go through that and sold and donated, and those are out of the house. And it's been okay since. I don't think any of them have said, oh, too bad we don't have this one or we don't have them. There's even some toys still that are back behind a closet because there's too much to be out all at the same time.
Yes.
So they have more than enough, and things have been good.
They've been cleaning up less, which I know how much they hate to clean up, how much I hate to clean up. Now,
They still managed to make a
Yes.
giant mess as it is currently.
the Legos. Now, we didn't touch the Legos really, right?
No, the Legos we all kept. Lego Duplos and the regular classic Legos.
How many
all
Legos
kept.
do we have in this house right now?
I don't know. There's lots. I
There's-
mean, some people probably have way more because it's not like they ever get really like giant sets, I guess. But
Have we got hundreds?
there's
or we
more
got
than
thousands?
enough. I mean, we find probably thousands.
Yes.
We find Lego pieces everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they get to some certain places.
Anyway, so that's that situation. So I managed to get that done, and then my other goal was to include some self-care at some point throughout the day. And so I planned and executed, I
High
think,
five.
to include it in my, that was a horrible high five.
I feel like that third time's a charm. Woo! All right.
To include that in my morning routine. So I get up at 5:30 in the morning within a very efficient light system.
You know, it's amazing how much a light turning on really helps somebody get up.
Mental note, if you're wearing an eye mask, it will not work.
She wondered why.
Wonder why the light hadn't turned on yet. I forgot that I was I was tired apparently that morning. Anyway, since then it has
Yes.
worked because usually I count on it falling off throughout the night because it always does. I know they don't listen very well sometimes. Just close the door. Thanks, baby. I love you.
Okay, so back to your morning routine. You're getting up, you're
So
meditating.
I'm getting up. I'm doing meditation 10 to 20 minutes, depending on which one I choose that day. I have a couple of them that I choose from. And I don't know if that's been working better, helping, or I'm just getting used to waking up at that time, but I'm not feeling as tired throughout the day.
Kevin, what are you doing, buddy?
So I'm feeling a lot better throughout the day and not as tired.
Well,
It's been good.
I think part of her tiredness was her feeling overwhelmed, trying to help me out with my projects.
And I still definitely had overwhelmed days and a couple of moments this week.
Yes.
Feeling super overwhelmed about doing all this new stuff that I really know nothing about, and I'm trying to do it, and it's hard. It's hard. It's just hard.
So how was it?
It's
Was it
hard,
like-
and
is
I have
it
to
hard?
get used to.
I'm curious, is it hard?
I have to get used to just being uncomfortable and feeling like I don't know anything. Feeling like I don't know anything. I have to get used to
Yes.
not knowing anything. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Oh, now it's me. Okay, here's the deal. I've made progress, right? So I've realized that after a day of using my brain a lot, I've been really busy these last few weeks. Like just about every day trying to accomplish as much as I can. And by the end of the day, my brain is pretty spent. Do you want to go to a different house? Well, not yet, but we're working on it, buddy.
think about it?
I will definitely think
Yeah,
about it, buddy.
Mommy, yes.
Continue.
Okay.
Do it again.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I've still been watching shows at night, just not as long. So trying to keep it to a half-hour episode, just enough to let my brain decompress a little bit.
Yeah, but then sometimes you'll come to bed and then you'll get back on it and do something else. Oh, and the games have started up again.
One game to let my brain relax. And when I use my brain so much, I kind of need that break. Because at first I said, okay, well now I'll read something and take a break. But my brain's like, no, stop making me
Too
do
much
stuff.
thinking. Yeah, and I totally get that. I mean,
Yes.
everybody needs that something to not think,
Yes.
to zone out a little bit. You just have to manage the length
Yes.
of time.
So I think it's in moderation. I think I'm maintaining that moderation, right? It's an experiment to see what's going to work and what's not going to work, right?
Sure. Everything. Life
Yes.
is a giant experiment for us right now.
It's more experimental than you
We're
think.
trying to change. We're not just maintaining the status quo. We're trying to change so many different facets of our lives right now. And so I feel, for me, that's what it feels like. It feels like life is a huge experiment right now. Everything is new.
However, I'm a big fan of change. I like when things change. So to me, change, not knowing what's going to happen, is really exciting. While someone else, I think, finds routine. I know what's going to happen, and it's going to be
I like change. I do
just
like
not.
change.
I don't think at the same rapid pace I do.
Maybe not to the same extent, especially when everything is changing all at once. Maybe I don't know what it is, but I'm not afraid of change.
I'm not saying you're afraid of change. I don't think you enjoy it as much as I do.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Like, I get excited when my day is going to be
So
different.
he is having the time of his life
Yes.
the last few weeks.
Oh, it's so exciting. All these changes. That's why my brain is going at like 1,000 miles an hour. So that's why I have to play a little game or watch something to kind of let it slow down, or it's going to burn up and explode on itself. That's the scientific fact, yes. So for the next week, what's our challenge?
For me, it's I guess learning more the business side of things and being able to be more helpful.
And just getting comfortable,
terms of that-
with how you want to do it, right?
Yeah, I still am not. I am not.
Yes. So to me, part of the beauty of trying to develop our own business together as a husband and wife is we can build it however we want to build it. So as we're kind of learning this process and building this thing out,
But you're the visionary. I don't know how. I don't know what it should look like. I know nothing.
that's
I'm
why
more
she's
of a
the
task.
integrator.
Yes.
There's a visionary and the integrator. I read about it in a book. Forgot the name, but the visionary is the person who comes up with ideas, the creative person. The integrator is the one that takes that creativity, says, okay, now plug it in a schedule and let's make it happen. Like the project manager, essentially. So while my brain's already off on the next little tangent, I enlisted the help of the organized brain to say, no. Let's schedule things and do things and get things done.
So I'm trying to figure out how to do that at the same time as being mom, teacher, still feeling a little bit like a maid. You know, doing
Yes.
all the normal daily life things.
You do a lot.
And so
yes.
so that's been overwhelming. I think that's the reason I've been overwhelmed, is that I have to maintain all these other moving parts and then add on this other thing that I know nothing about, that I'm trying to figure out. And so that's been tough. So I have to figure out maybe more of a scheduling system, more of a balance, so when I'm with the kids, I can fully be with the kids. And I try to do that, especially when we're doing school type stuff with them, or if I'm playing with Gavin. Okay. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to keep up with us.
Yes. And our
And-
journey kind of, just kind of moves along.
Unfolds journey to creating our dream life.
Yes. And figuring out exactly what that's going to mean.
Still working on that too.
Details. That's her department.
Mommy.
And duty calls.
You want to say goodbye?
No.
Say bye. Say bye-bye.
No.
Thanks for watching.
No.
Can you say no?
I am a grumpy pants.
No.
Can you say no?
No.
Yes?
No.
Yes?
No.
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 No. No, 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 no.
No.
All right.
No for watching.
What did he say? Did you say thanks for watching or
Thanks
no
for
for
watching.
watching?
I said no for watching.
Oh, okay.
No for watching.
Well, thanks for watching. Till next time.
Thanks for watching.
So happy, isn't he? Bye, Gavin.